Hello, friends, and welcome. I'm Sarah Liz, and I am back with a hilarious interactive shaped card for you. Oh my God, Santa! And he dances. You guys, I love this card so much. It is surprisingly easy to make, and it's part of my favorite video series of the month. This is part of the Oh So Inspired collaboration hop, and today we are celebrating my friend Lauren from Lauren Taylor Made. She's absolutely amazing. So I chose this card to start with, and we are going to case the holidays. It's a shaped card, but mine is a little more than like a regular shaped card, and so is Lauren's, and that Christmas green. But it's hard for me to be inspired by just one Lauren Taylor card because she inspires me so much with her ink blending, her sort of mixed media, but without being crazy messy, her coloring. So I also grabbed this card. It is an elf themed card as well, and there's some beautiful ink blending in the background. So let's go ahead and make our own. One of the other things Lauren does so well that I love is to create fandom cards, and this definitely fits the bill. So we're going to use the Sassy Elf costume from Hero Arts. It's a die set. There are 2 stamp sets in there as well, including this Elf Culture stamp set with the 4 main food groups in it. I'm not using this stamp set today, but I have big plans for that as well. I'm starting off by ink blending around the edges of my hat, and quite frankly, I nearly skipped it, but I went, what would Lauren do? And she absolutely would ink blend this, and then maybe she would flick something on it, something sparkly or fun, but I felt to be most in keeping with the elf hat that I am thinking of, no flicking for this one. I have a little feather that's going to go in the brim of the cap, and it's going to hang off on the side by itself. And since it's a shaped card, I wanted to make it a little bit sturdier. So I went ahead and I doubled that up, and then I'm just going to get the lay of the land. I need to figure out how far in that feather is going to go for my OMG. And then I got to figure out how to get the spacing right for my Santa. I could have put double-sided adhesive on the backs of these to make them little stickers, but I have a love-hate relationship with double-sided adhesive tape, and so glue worked just as well here. I'll use my tweezers. I got everything lined up, and even though I haven't glued the yellow piece down, that sort of stripe across the hat, I did tape it to the green hat to keep it a little flatter, and then I started from the middle and worked my way out. That way, I knew my spacing would stay largely intact. Off camera, I had tested to make sure that the feathers placement worked with the OMG, and so I went ahead and glued that to that yellow strip that's going to go across our hat while I knew it was where I wanted it, and then I can go ahead and glue the whole thing down to my hat. The OMG I attached in the same way. All of these letters are cut out of glitter cardstock. So we have red glitter entirely on the top, and then we alternated with Santa down below. Let me know if you have seen this movie. I saw it once. I think I am supposed to watch it again. My kids are at an age where I'm pretty sure they would love it. So I have decided to make this extra ridiculous. I want these little elf feet and shoes hanging out the bottom and dancing, but then I want them also to be able to hide away. I made a card like this, kind of like this, in one of my earliest YouTube videos. It's a Halloween card, and they're witches' legs that hide and then drop and dangle out of a very elaborate Halloween scene. And that was a Spellbinders set. So I just felt like this was fitting. I have attached my 2 elf legs onto a 1¼ inch circle. There is not a lot connecting the legs to the circle. So I went ahead and cut a second set, and I glued them onto the back. What I didn't do was really give it time to dry all the way before I started messing with it. So later on, I'm going to realize I have little yellow tights poking out of the bottom of my black shoes in some places. I'm going to go around the edges of it with a black marker just to color in any of the yellow cardstock. And it's not a problem because it wasn't starting over. I am going to punch a hole with just a regular old hole punch. It's 1/4 inch. And that is going to set us up for our sliding mechanism. I'm going to use the snap and slide. They're like buttons, kind of, from Pear Blossom Press, but you absolutely could do this by gluing a button between 2 pieces of cardstock. Instead, that would work as well. What I love about the snap and slides is that the surface that it's spinning on is really, really sturdy, and there's no way that you're going to end up with your cardstock, like that circle of white cardstock, stuck in the adhesive. I have never made dancing elements that work quite as well as when I use these. So I have just sort of snapped those two pieces together right through that hole. And then they also have, I think they're calling them sticky spots, but you know, some kind of glue dot or zot or sticky dot on the back of that button. And I'll add it onto my hat. And then eventually we'll add one to the other side. I needed doubled up foam tape. So this is 4 millimeters of foam tape, 2 layers of 2 millimeter, to make sure that it's about the same height as that snap and slide. I am coloring the edges on that doubled up strip, and then I'm coloring the ends. I don't want that flash of white you sometimes get from the side, especially when you need thick foam tape in the middle of something. So never mind that you can see I've already had to peel this apart once. I learned a thing. I thought 2 millimeter foam was going to do it. I don't know what I hallucinated to think that that button was only 2 millimeters, but it's not. Once I get my foam tape on there, I'm going to swing those feet in and see if they have a place to hide. But what I didn't do was take the time to realize that actually my feet will hide right there on the side. I didn't need to leave quite that much space up top. I almost wish that I hadn't, but it'll work. It's fine. I filled in any of that extra space as well with foam tape, and then I will lay the back hat on it. They are symmetrical, so I was able to put the pretty side of the die cut facing out. When I make another one of these, and rest assured, I will make many of these, I will double up the cardstock for the hat, the green part of the hat, just to make this a little sturdier, because in that bottom left corner, a fairly big corner, there's no foam tape. And if the cardstock were sturdier, it would hold up a little better over time, I think. I scored the other hat about a 1/2 inch from the top, and then on the bottom, I'm going to trim just a sliver off so it's extra flat. That will help it to stand up on display. And then I'll fold back my little score line, and I will line this up on the back and just glue that sort of top section where I've added my glue above the score line. And that finishes up our card, my friends. The feet are completely hidden in the envelope, and then when you shake it, it dances so good. You can even open it up and prop it up so that the feet are out, or so that the feet are hidden. I hope that this inspires you. I hope you'll go and check out everybody else in the collaboration hop. So many of my favorite creators here. Go check out Lauren at Lauren Taylor Made. She's my favorite. Thank you all so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.